There is a reason many Virgos feel exhausted even when their life looks fine from the outside. You double-check everything. Your words. Your decisions. Your reactions. And still, something inside whispers, not good enough. Not yet. What makes it even more unsettling is this: not all Virgos carry this weight the same way. Some become sharp, efficient, almost ruthless with themselves. Others turn inward, overthinking quietly, drowning in questions no one else hears. And at some point, a dangerous thought appears. Why does being a Virgo feel harder for me than it does for them? This isn't simple perfectionism. This is identity pressure. Because Virgo is not just the sign of precision or logic. Virgo is the sign of self-judgment, the mind that constantly evaluates, corrects, and refines. And depending on whether a Virgo is born in September or October, that judgment points in very different directions. One type of Virgo tries to fix the world to feel at peace. The other tries to fix themselves. If you've ever felt trapped between logic and emotion, between control and self-doubt, between knowing exactly what's wrong and still feeling unable to rest, stay with me. What you're about to hear may explain why your mind never truly turns off, why your standards feel impossible to meet, and why some Virgos harden under pressure while others slowly disappear inside themselves. And if astrology has ever helped you understand your inner tension rather than escape it, take a moment now to subscribe and stay with this channel. This series is not about flattering your sign, it's about understanding it. Virgo energy exists to refine. To sort chaos into meaning. To notice what others miss. But even refinement has phases. A Virgo born in September carries early Virgo energy, sharp, alert, and externally focused. Their awareness moves outward first. They scan environments, systems, conversations, and routines, instinctively identifying what is inefficient, broken, or misaligned. September Virgos notice everything. And that awareness rarely shuts off. They often feel responsible, not because someone asked them to be, but because disorder genuinely unsettles them. Their intelligence is practical. Their thinking is functional. When they criticize, it is usually meant to improve, not to wound, though it can sound harsh when expressed without softness. Because September Virgo energy is still close to Leo's influence, there is often more confidence and directness than people expect. They may step into leadership naturally, especially when something feels poorly managed. High standards are not about control for them, they are about restoring internal balance through external order. October Virgos carry a different tone. Their awareness turns inward before it turns outward. They still see flaws clearly, but instead of immediately correcting the world, they first question themselves. Many October Virgos grow up feeling emotionally complex. They sense subtle shifts others overlook, changes in tone, unspoken tension, hidden intentions. Their intelligence is analytical, but also psychological. They don't just ask what is wrong, they ask why. This makes them deeply introspective, private, and often harder on themselves than anyone else could ever be. Where September Virgos attempt to perfect systems, October Virgos attempt to perfect the self. This contrast becomes especially clear in how each handles perfectionism. September Virgos express it through action. They organize, optimize, correct, and improve. When anxious, they become restless, driven to do something to restore order. Productivity soothes them. October Virgos internalize perfectionism. They overthink. They replay conversations. They analyze their reactions long after others have moved on. Their anxiety is quieter, but heavier, mental rather than visible. In work and leadership, these differences shape everything. September Virgos are natural problem solvers. They thrive in environments that demand efficiency, structure, and reliability. They lead through competence. People trust them because things work better when they're involved. However, they can struggle to delegate. When others fall short of their standards, it feels safer to take on the burden themselves, even at the cost of exhaustion. October Virgos lead through insight. They understand people as deeply as systems. They excel in roles that require strategy, mediation, or long-term vision. Their leadership is subtle, sometimes invisible, yet deeply stabilizing. Creativity follows the same pattern. For September Virgos, creativity is refinement. They edit, polish, and perfect. Their strength lies in craftsmanship, writing, design, analysis, anything that rewards attention to detail. For October Virgos, creativity is integration. They connect ideas, emotions, and perspectives. Their work often explores meaning, psychology, and depth rather than surface precision. Conflict reveals another layer. September Virgos address problems directly, though calmly. They value clarity over comfort and believe unresolved issues create more harm than honest confrontation. Sometimes their words sound critical when they are simply trying to help. October Virgos avoid unnecessary conflict. They sense emotional undercurrents and often hold back to preserve harmony. But when pushed too far, their words cut deeply, not because they are loud, but because they are exact. In relationships, the differences become deeply personal. September Virgos show love through service. They help, organize, remember details, and quietly support their partner's life. Their loyalty is consistent and practical. But they may struggle to express vulnerability openly, assuming actions should speak for themselves. October Virgos crave emotional understanding. They want to be seen, not just appreciated. They love deeply once they feel safe, but may unconsciously test relationships, searching for reassurance that they are accepted even with their flaws. Ambition also moves differently. September Virgos set clear goals and trust discipline. They focus on mastery, improvement, and tangible results. Progress feels meaningful when it is measurable. October Virgos are driven by purpose. Their ambitions evolve with personal growth. Success, for them, is not only achievement, it is alignment. Stress exposes the final contrast. September Virgos cope by organizing, planning, cleaning, and fixing. Action restores their sense of control. Under pressure, they become hyperproductive. October Virgos cope by withdrawing. They need space to think, to process, to regain mental clarity. Prolonged stress drains them emotionally rather than energizing them. In the end, Virgo is not just one kind of mind. It is a spectrum of awareness. September Virgos carry the clarity of action, the ability to improve the world through precision. October Virgos carry the clarity of perception, the ability to understand the world through insight. Neither is cold. Neither is overly critical by nature. They simply care deeply, in different directions. And the most balanced Virgos are not those who silence their inner critic, but those who learn to aim it with compassion, toward growth, not self-punishment. If you're a Virgo, share your experience in the comments. Were you born in September or October, and which parts of this felt uncomfortably accurate? And if you want to continue this journey through the zodiac, not as stereotypes, but as inner landscapes, subscribe. This series is only just beginning.